All right, here we go. And you are getting like views of the TV,
Yes,
right?
you get one.
Okay. Thank you for coming out this evening to my presentational speech about the effects of postmodernism. And hopefully tonight we will be able to identify how postmodernism has negatively affected our American culture. The first thing what we got to do to get to that point is to define culture. We need to define postmodernism, and then we can understand the statistic-wise of how postmodernism has negatively affected our American society. So to begin with, we need to define culture. Culture is defined as the arts, ideas, and intellectual expressions of a society. Culture, the purpose of culture is how you express and answer big questions such as what is the meaning of life, what is love, what is the purpose of a family, what is the purpose of government, and apparently today, how to even define what is a woman. And there's three eras that modern historians have defined as three different eras of cultures. There is the pre-modern culture, which is any time before truly middle 1800s when photography, recording, radios, and television came out. This is your pre-modern culture, and how people express their ideas was through arts, architecture, sculptures, and statues or whatnot. You can see paintings here. This is a medieval painting. This is architecture from Japan, and that is obviously a Greek a statue. This is pre-modern era, as defined as culture, how they expressed through media. Continuing on, you get into the modern era of culture, into our day, and this is after the radio and the television, and much before the internet. You can see how people, how they dressed differently, just off the cuff. You can see ladies in dresses, not only here but over here. You can see men, how they wore suits. They were more dignified in their dress. Those just off the cuff. We don't have a bunch of electrical billboards, although we do have electricity. It's not the same postmodern style as we have today. This is an example of society, American culture, in its postmodern era. Postmodern era happened when media began to be easily accessed through television. Newspaper is a thing of the past. But you can see how people today are more lax in their dress. You can see there's one lady in a dress, but many men have untucked shirts. And you can't find a suit. Ladies less dignified in their dress. That's just a cultural example. And I believe that is an effect of postmodernism. So what is postmodernism? How can it be defined? It's hard to define it, but to put it into the smallest of words, postmodernism is defined as the referral to the state of a culture where media is produced in such an overwhelming amount that the media itself has crossed boundaries into reality itself, and hyper-reality prevails. The hyper-reality is, it's not real. What you see on your phone, what you see on television, such as science fiction, action movies, rappers, they're showing off all sorts of type of things. Rappers showing off chains and horrible clothes. Sci-fi of things traveling at speeds of sounds. action movies where people are taking bullets and dodging bullets. This is not real. So, where postmodernism has negatively affected us, we'll give an example and put this into perspective. When society turns on a television and Nickelodeon presents cartoons to young children with two dads, they are forming society. They're teaching them that this is normal. When you turn on television using an entertainment gaming console and you're a soldier and you're fighting and killing people, here's a form of torture. This is a man blowing a man's knee out with a shotgun. You are influencing culture, saying that this is normal. You jade culture. When you turn on television and you see sexual medication ads with men dressing like women and women dressing like men, you're showing that a culture, influencing a culture, that this is normal. When you turn on the news station and all you hear is how a certain political opponent is a constant threat to democracy, you are influencing culture. And we can see the effects of that today. When society scrolls through social media, and it's an addicting thing. When a young woman sees that she needs to be fit, or a young woman sees that she needs to dress immodest to impress a guy, that is an effect of our postmodernistic culture, the influence and overflux of media that we have access to all the time. Anytime you turn on your television, here's other examples of young children constantly gaming instead of going outside. Men have lost their masculine roles, and instead of going outside and providing for their family, they'll choose to sit and waste their life away in front of a TV. These are effects of postmodernism. Now, to end the speech as quickly as I can, I wanted to go over statistics. I don't have any pictures for this, but these are statistics that I have written down. Suicide rates have gone up by 42% since the year 2000. In 2023, over 50,000 deaths were caused by suicide. Mental health seemingly is getting worse day by day as it affects younger and younger children. The proportion of non-marital teen pregnancies had increased from 30% to 79% from the year 1950 to the year 2000. I couldn't find the statistics for what it is today in 2024. About 20 million STD cases are reported each year from ages 15 to 24 years old. That is teenage high schools on up to young college graduates. And that makes up of a little bit over 55% of the STD cases that are reported just in the United States. I challenge you, the people who are here, and my teacher who's listening to this, I challenge you to find media from the modern era and see how people are articulate in their grammar. They're much more poised in their stature and how they present themselves. And they are much less violent. Their grammar is so much more better. They dress so much more sophisticated than what you see today. That goes from news outlets, that goes from interviews on the street, that also goes to presidential speeches. It just seemed that in the modern era, where we didn't have an overly abundant of media thrown in our faces all the time, that people seem to be calmer, less divisive, had more common sense. So in conclusion to this speech, the media that is pushed and the amount of screen times that Americans indulge in has negatively affected our culture. I challenge you to turn your TV off, read your Bible, get married young, have kids, and enjoy your kids. And thank you for your time this evening.